Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our 2020 Savvy Christmas Looks Good on You event. We are certainly happy here at Spa Medical that you decided to join us today. Little bit of housekeeping we've got for this segment. Got to let you guys know that, really, do y'all know any Christmas celebration that's complete without the Grinch?
I know, nothing.
I know.
Especially 2020.
I mean, that's the theme of it, right? So our Grinch came to visit us in the form of those ugly spam links that you saw at the bottom of our last segment. It was asking for all sorts of weird things, weird links. If you'll do me a favor, keep yourselves safe. Do not click on any of those links. The only place that you can see these demos live is here on Spa Medical's Facebook page. Also, do not click anything. Do not give any of your information. Also, the last door prize that was given out, we asked that you commented your name below, right below, in order to be entered into the drawing. This time we're going to do it a little bit more different just to keep all of our beloved patients safe. Instead of commenting your name to be entered in for the door prize, what we'll need for you to do is go on your Spa Medical web Facebook page. You're going to scroll all the way down until you go past the Macon map. You're going to see where it says send message. Instead of commenting your name below, you're going to hit that send message. Send us a message with your name on it instead of commenting below. That will help keep you safe and keep us all merry during this holiday season. Sound good?
Perfect.
So just to let you know too, the door prize that we're going for this segment is, surprise, surprise, Terry?
50 units of Botox. Is that it?
That is it. That is it. That is a fantastic prize. So at the end of this segment, you guys stay with us. At the end of this segment, you guys send us messages with your name. We'll enter you in for the prize of 50 units of Botox. So here we get started with this segment. We are calling this segment Face Decisions. Nice little play on words.
Yeah.
Terry, take it away.
Perfect. So we have Martha here with us, and we're going to be talking to Martha about surgical versus non-surgical solutions for her. As you know, we have a plastic surgeon that has joined our practice now, Dr. Lugo. So we have a full service of offerings for you. Our toolbox just got fuller when she came, and she can talk to you about surgical solutions as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that with Martha. First of all, Martha, tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Isn't she beautiful? Beautiful 46-year-old.
Thank you.
And have you ever had facial plastic surgery?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had Botox and or filler injectables?
I've had Botox, but no filler.
Okay. And your last Botox was?
Over the summer, around
Okay,
July.
over the summer. So we're going to be talking to Martha about all of these things, but the first thing I want to do is I'm going to want Martha to hold the mirror up like this and look and tell me some things that you just don't like to look at about what are you noticing as you age?
So I noticed that when I make a certain face, I have these little catfish looking things going on around my lips.
Catfish lips, okay.
I noticed I'm kind of full, like a bulldog down here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Bulldog
yeah,
jowls.
yeah,
Tight through here.
okay. Frown area,
Mhm.
perfect.
And this just has flattened out. When I look at pictures of myself when I was younger, I just noticed that I'm flattening out through here.
Okay, yeah. So, anything else? I don't want to stop you.
Well, I already mentioned the bulldog.
Okay, okay, perfect. So let's talk a little bit about these areas that Martha has mentioned. Now, she's 46 years old. I know physiologically what's going to happen by the time you reach your mid to late 40s is you lose some fat pads on your face that support the skin. So then the skin begins to sag. Now, Martha calls it bulldog look down here, but a lot of people say things like my face is sliding off, my face is melting, those type of things. Yeah. And so we're gonna address those things for Martha. I'm gonna talk a little bit about every single area that she mentioned and how I can help non-surgically or how Dr. Lugo may be able to help surgically. So first of all, I want to start with the lower face. So Martha called it her bulldog face. And again, what has happened here is she's lost some support structure here, and so the skin and everything just wants to sag down a little bit until Martha sees it. We don't think Martha looks like a bulldog,
No.
but she sees herself every morning in the mirror, and this is the area right in here that she's unhappy with. Now, when patients come into me and they start doing this, they start lifting their face up like this, that is a lower facelift. This you get with a lower facelift. And for those of you who know me and have been here to talk with me, I am, well, let me just say I'm honest. I may be brutally honest sometimes about letting you know you need surgery. And so, but then there are those people like Martha who could kind of go both ways. And there are also people who come in and say, I know I'm never having surgery. So now what can we do? So we approach everybody individually and just discuss all the options. But because Martha is here to discuss some surgical and non-surgical options, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So it's true, if we pulled Martha up like this with a little lower facelift, we would get rid of all of this laxity here. And also, she has very little laxity in her neck, but it would get rid of that as well and just tighten the neck up. And that's a surgical option. Dr. Lugo does that here in the office in our procedure room, and it does involve some incisions around the ear and back in the hairline, but that is corrected. And that sounds like a good thing to correct it, right? Basically what I'm going to do non-surgically is going to be more of a camouflage instead of a surgical correction. So let's talk a little bit about that. Surgery, obviously, when you leave the operating room, you're done. You may have a little swelling and some bruising and that type of thing very temporarily, but that is corrected and fixed, and that may last, depending on your age and where we start with the skin and the laxity and everything, that can last up to 10 years even on some people. So you're done with that. You have a little bit of downtime with it, of course. The price tag's going to be a little pricier, of course, but you correct it and you're done for several years. What I would do differently is I would come in with a dermal filler, things like Juvederm, Voluma, Juvederm Ultra Plus, those type of things. And because a lot of this area here is from laxity of the face and the descent of the face, what I'm going to do is go back up in the cheek area to recreate this cheek and to lift a little bit. Even down in here, you get a little bit of lifting here. And when you do that, Martha, I don't think mentioned this, but most women this age are going to begin to have a little bit of a dip right under their eye. And so when you lift the cheek, it also lifts that tissue back up and fills in some of that little dip under the eye as well. So that would be what we would do non-surgically about that. The other thing that we can do with fillers that I love for Martha is to get a well-defined jawline. So part of what she doesn't like is this gets rounded and you miss where that jawline is. So we get a well-defined jawline with filler, and also we would come in and just augment or create support structure for the lower face and the around the mouth and chin area. The one thing she did mention, what did you call your lines? Catfish lines? Her catfish lines. So I love that. That's commonly known as smoker's lines, but only because smokers pucker more in any given day than the rest of us do. So this is a circular muscle around the face, around the mouth, that acts like a purse string. When you pull that purse string, you create all of these little lines around here. So because it's oriented from the muscle, we're going to treat the muscle with Botox right there. The plastic surgeons can do a lot of things for the face, but what they can't do is stretch out the upper lip to get the lines gone. So even after plastic surgery, you still have to deal with some areas of the face non-surgically, and right around the mouth is one of those. There are a number of ways to deal with this. The quickest, cheapest, easiest way, the first thing you would do is slightly relax that muscle with a little bit of Botox. And also what we're going to do is we're going to augment Martha's lips just slightly so that when we put a Q-tip here, the nose, the chin, and the lip should touch. So turn just a little bit this way. So we're a little bit shy of the lip. So we're going to augment the lips just a little bit. And I'll talk about that because lips are a very popular procedure. And one of the things I hear all the time, Anna, when people come in here is, I don't want those big, huge lips. I don't want you to have that either.
Nope.
The last thing in the world I want is somebody to walk out and look like they have the trout pout or all these things that you hear about the lips. So there are a couple of different things we look at with the lips. The one thing I look at is definition. We want good definition of the lips. And that way we get rid of these little lines that want to fade into the lip. The other thing is proportion. I want the lips to be proportional to the other features on the face, and I want the lips to be proportional the upper to the lower. And as long as you keep that proportion, you can go a little bit bigger and it look very, very natural. Natural is the trump card. We want everybody to look natural. In other words, I want your family, your friends, whomever, co-workers to come to you and say, you look awesome. What did you do? Is it hair? Is it makeup? What is it? Are you rested? So that's the kind of comments I'm looking for, not who did your lips. I don't want that. One other surgical option that Martha may be interested in would be, she's a little bit heavy in the upper lid, and that is a genetic thing. I happen to know her family and her heritage. And so that's a genetic thing. So there are a couple of things we're going to do with that. The muscles on the upper face tend to pull down. So when we relax those muscles, we're going to get a little bit of a lift of that brow. That helps some. But eventually, Martha is probably going to want a procedure called upper blepharoplasty. We just say bleph, short. And that's a quick little surgical procedure, and there are a number of different ways you can do it, but one thing that Martha probably is going to want is just some of that extra skin taken off on that upper lid. It's, like I said, a quick surgical procedure, very little downtime. You may have sutures in that crease up there for a week or so. But, you know, you feel great, you look great. So every time you see somebody at the grocery store walking around with sunglasses on, you think, I wonder if she's had that surgery. Because you feel like going to the grocery store, but you forget you might have a little bit of a incision up there. So the bread and butter of anti-aging, as you've heard me say a million times, is Botox. And that's what we're also going to do on Martha. So Martha said she feels heavy here, or she used the word tight. She feels tight here. That's something that Botox treats very easily to get that a little bit wider and slightly lifted. And it's amazing when you get a little bit lighter and a small little lift in that area, what that does up here. It's just like a aha moment for you. So we'll do that. We'll see if we can't help with these little bit of heavy lids there. We'll do the usual places. Martha also has told me earlier that she suffers with migraine headaches. So a lot of times if the migraines start in the facial area here as opposed to the back, that little cosmetic Botox will really help with those. So we're going to do that for Martha as well. And big smile, Martha. This we're going to help. That's called the crow's feet area. That's the three areas, the forehead, the frown, and the crow's feet. It's kind of the bread and butter of Botox. But also, like I mentioned, we're going to do a little Botox on Martha's upper lip to get rid of some of those lines. And the last place I'm going to do Botox on Martha today is going to be when she smiles, she has that cute little wrinkle in her nose. And she has these little called bunny lines right here. So we're going to treat that with Botox as well, just to get everything nice and smooth for her. And then we're going to do some filler. I'll be using some Voluma on her cheeks and in the jawline to support around the mouth. And maybe we'll do a little bit, we're going to do some in her lips and maybe a little bit above the upper lip as well. She has these great little smile lines. Smile big. There you go. Now don't smile at all. And see, they stay there. So we're going to support that a little bit with some Juvederm Ultra Plus as well. So we will choose a non-surgical option for Martha today. And so when we come back at 2:30 this afternoon, we will see Martha after she's had all of her injectables. And don't forget to log in for that, because if you don't win the door prize during this segment, you absolutely will have a chance to win it during the next segment at 2:30. And then at 5 this afternoon, we're going to be doing Makins on Tori Jennings. And we're going to be doing cheeks on her, cheek augment, and some lower face as well for Tori. So
I just want to remind you folks today, I've noticed that some of you are still putting your names in the comments. If you will do me a huge favor when you put your names down to draw, when we draw for the door prize, be sure you send it to us in a Facebook message instead of in a comment, just so we can make sure that everyone gets an equal chance to get the door prize. So exciting, right?
Perfect. Yeah. And while they're drawing and announcing door prize, I'm going to go ahead and start with Martha. A little bit of Botox for Martha. So you guys just go ahead and we'll see who wins the 50 units of Botox
This is
today.
exciting stuff.
Yeah.
50 units of Botox. I've had my fingers crossed for each and every one of you. So today, our 50 units of Botox goes to Miss Tiffany Benjamin.
Awesome! Congratulations, Tiffany.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a great prize.
That's
So,
great.
Tiffany, just give us a call when you're ready to schedule to get your 50 units of Botox. And we will see you guys back here again at 2:30 with the icing on the cake on Martha to see her transformation. Thanks, guys. See you at 2:30.
See you then.